Hey, I'm reading more into this book, and I wanted to do a little bit here on Bill Cooper's right hand man, Doyle Shamley, because it's got a couple people, or I know at least somebody, curious about Doyle Shamley and some of the statements he made in this book by Mark Jacobson. It's Bill Cooper's biography called Pale Horse Rider. And there is some stuff that is revealed in this biography that make it appear as though Bill Cooper and many things that he said about himself during his time on his radio show were not true, like his dealings with his wife and kids. We were told that by Bill Cooper that he had sent them away, and in this book it talks about that he basically lied about that, sent his kids away. So, and Doyle making some interesting statements, such as that Bill Cooper wasn't, he was basically suggesting he was a hypocrite by saying that he would tell other people do your own research, but he himself didn't follow it. Anyways, this is the beginning where it begins to talk about Doyle. Well, a few pages over. But this is where he first meets him, anyways, according to Mark Jacobson. We'll go over here. So this is about, I probably should have started maybe here. I think this is where he first mentions Doyle. The reason we'd come to the Sugar Shack was to cheer on candidate Doyle Shamley. Like Trump, Clinton, and the immigrant hunting Sheriff Joe Arpaio down in Maricopa County, Doyle, known to Hour of the Time fans as Bill Cooper's research partner and all-around right-hand man, was on the ballot this election day. He was running for supervisor in District 3 of Apache County. So, talks about his he talks about, when I started researching Cooper, everyone told me if I wanted to get the real story, Doyle was the guy to talk to. So, again, this obviously is from Doyle's approval. Or this author is lying, and if this author is not being honest and misrepresenting what Doyle told him, whatever, as Bill Cooper's fans will or might still tell me, then there's something up here, because Doyle's pretty silent, if you notice. I'm sure he's read this book if his name is in it and things involving him are in it. What he said about his, old friend, anyways. Stars. There ain't nothing that I'm misrepresenting here. So, I'll let you read that. Doyle kept the Hour of the Time on the air along with webmaster Rob Hooton. Doyle helped put together the complete Cooper, a digital archive of 1,926 hot broadcasts, including repeats. If anyone could be called the keeper of the Bill Cooper flame, it was Doyle Shamley. So, I almost took away the blue highlights, because that's the name that I Googled on the search thing here, Doyle. So, a busy man, Doyle was abrupt when I first contacted him. After all, it was far from the first person to come around asking about Bill Cooper. Following the shootout on the Hill, it seemed important to tell Cooper's story, and Doyle did, spreading details on the radio and in a 2003 documentary, The Hour of Our Time. So, This is how he meets him. After a period of text tag, Doyle drove up to my motel, a mud-splashed Toyota pickup with a battering ram type shield attached to the front bumper. Sporting an early 60s George Jones style flat top, attired in cameo pants and a sheepskin vest against the morning frost, Doyle leveled the gaze of his blue steel eyes and said he wanted to get one thing straight from the get-go. Quote, "I swore I would never spend another minute of my time talking about this, so let's go," Doyle said. I was to be the last reporter to hear what he knew about the Bill Cooper story. So there, you have it. This is all obviously from Doyle. Many things in this book about Bill Cooper from Doyle. So I'll have you read. Talks about himself a little bit, his history. This is really weird. I mean, I'm reading a little bit of this because Doyle, I don't know, he just seems kind of weird here. Talking about his orchestra leader guy or something, music conductor. Called him a real sick son of a bitch. He was always writing in all these different time signatures just to torture the orchestra. Our poor conductor almost had a heart attack. We played Carmina Burana. I really liked that, except when I was playing. I had images in my mind of all these monks running wild and raping nuns before they locked them up in the monastery. I don't know, is that what the song's about, or what? I don't know. I have no idea. I thought that was just a little odd. Talks about his father, so... Talks about some of his musical interests, which I found very interesting. Things between Doyle, this is the bottom page here, at page 35. Things between Doyle and me took a turn for the better when we drove over to the 26 Bar Hereford Ranch, west of Springerville. The handsome spread had once been owned by the Duke himself, John Wayne. Back in the 60s and early 70s, Wayne used to come in for the cattle sales, often stopping in for the first-class breakfast at the Sapphire restaurant at Springerville's Main Street. So, talks a little bit about this. You can read. It's this page, really. I really meant to read about his musical interest. But what really broke the ice between us, the author and Doyle, was the mention of the notorious punk rocker G.G. Allin. Reputedly born Jesus Christ Allin in New Hampshire in 1956, G.G. was legend for his transgressive, gross live shows. He was known to defecate on the stage while playing songs like Shoot, Knife, Strangle, Beat, and Crucify. Darkness and a Bottle to Hold and Bite It, You Scum. Allin's name came up while we were barreling down old 666, listening to Cannibal Corpse, Deicide, and for old time's sake, Slayer on Liquid Metal, Doyle's favorite Sirius XM channel. And I guess I can't bash him for liking metal. I liked heavy metal. I didn't think anything of it other than headbanging music. I even listened to a little bit of Cannibal Corpse when I was a younger kid because it was... maybe a music video on it or something, or I borrowed an old tape from a friend from Cannibal Corpse. This was in the 90s, but it was really just, I don't know, but when I thought of Doyle, though, Shamley, I always thought of him, of exposing, like Illuminati guys such as Aleister Crowley and the Church of Satan and all this stuff. But when I looked into G.G. Allin to show you a little bit about him, if you guys don't know, all this does look like something that Aleister Crowley would write about, doesn't it? I mean, he was kind of a hardcore, kind of sick individual. I mentioned that I once seen Allin and his band, the Murder Junkies, play in Tompkins Square Park in New York's East Village, and Doyle got a delightfully goony smile on his face. Oh man, I love him. I got everything he ever did, Doyle said. Breaking into a couple of lines of Die When You Die. So he got pretty involved with them. Dave and his wife traveled to Eager, attended the 2014 and 15 Skills of Research Conference. So isn't that interesting? G.G. Allin. Shoot, knife, strangle, beat, and crucify. I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't sound right to me, and I don't know what where was that where he talked about this right here. Maybe it was a part of the song. I don't know, but can you guys explain this to me? This is a little bit weird here. All these monks running wild and raping nuns. I mean, that was just in his head. I don't know. Maybe he's just being strangely, oddly funny. I have no idea. I just thought this really caught me. G.G. Allin. This guy right here. Hated the Carnival of Excess. Suicide Sessions. Murder Junkies. Freaks, faggots, drunks, and junkies. Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at some of this guy's songs. Live fast, die fast, abuse myself, sluts in the city, I want to fuck myself. I don't know. I'm trying to get that beat, fuck authority. Needle up my cock. Fuck the dead. Is there more? Anyways, yep. Trying to get motivational G.G. Allin moments, okay. Kill the police. I don't know, it just seems like somebody that he obviously looks like a Satanist guy. I mean, but I guess, does that mean that I should judge him for that? No, because I understand the heavy metal to a degree if you're just listening to it innocently. Considering that I listen to this stuff not as radical as this, I would have thought this was sick. But anyways, I mean, I guess I can understand some people just listen to it for, like, just a headbang, and it's somewhat of an escape, whatever. But when you've done all this research into Aleister Crowley and the Satanist agenda, the New World Order, how can you not see this as like a part of it when you actually... you can't tell me this guy wasn't a Satanist or wasn't into it. It's just interesting. That's one of Doyle's interests, the song Beat, Strangle, Beat, Kill, and Crucify, or whatever that song was. But anyways, and again, you can't get any more darker than this guy, honestly. That's some of the stuff he put out. But anyways, figured I'd show you some of that regarding Doyle that I guess I'd never guess that he his musical interest would have been that. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe he's just a musical fan and whatever. Considering, you know, the Illuminati and Aleister Crowley stuff that he knew about, I'm just a little bit surprised about that. That's all. Figured I'd show you that. And also show you that, obviously, this book here that I've been reading here is completely approved by Shamley, and a lot of the information is from Doyle, well, Bill Cooper. So, alrighty. Thank you for watching. Take it easy.